crash land in the palm of my hand. Bad little flex wanna play by the coast. Carry the torch, I'm way up, it's litty wherever we float. I came from the cold, used to rest on the floor and stitch up my wounds, was born a soldier. Flipping the struggle, I'm taking it worldwide. Hold it down when you talk to me. Say it is what it's supposed to be. Say it loud, but I mean it too, yeah. Talk that up in the struggle, I'm taking it worldwide. Hold it down when you talk to me. Say it is what it's supposed to be. Say it loud, but I mean it too, yeah. Talk that good when you talk to me. Say it nice and I give it to you. You know my word is.
All right. Good afternoon or good evening, everybody. Everybody's doing well?
Yes.
Good to hear. Well, we're going to go ahead and start off dinner with the coaches on Sunday evening, you guys. I appreciate you guys taking a little bit of time out of your busy day to kind of spend some time with us and just kind of go over a few topics that we feel that can kind of benefit, those that are listening, kind of worldwide, to get to a point where we can start to talk and articulate about some things that can help individuals in business, in their personal lives, and things of that nature. Right. So tonight, what we're going to talk about is the power of tools in your marketing business. Right. So everybody here is a professional. We have businesses. So let's see if we can kind of talk about what tools, because in this fast-paced media society, today you'll have one particular media outlet and or tools, and then tomorrow that tool can be, kind of extinct, and everybody kind of moves over to something else that you kind of really never heard about, but everybody is kind of gravitating to. So let's kind of go ahead and kick that off. Coach Ty, you can start. Just kind of give a little bit about yourself, your business, what you do, and then kind of talk about how you utilize tools in the marketplace to benefit your business.
Okay, my name is Coach Tight. I'm a 10-year Air Force veteran. I coach veterans as well as organizations to become mission focused so they can thrive in the civilian world. As far as tools, I mean, I'll start with saying there's times that I feel like I'm my dad. Mm-hmm. And when I say that is, my dad was the person to where when you got a new cell phone, he would always need help to figure out how to do things. And I'm finding myself now to where I'm calling my kids, talking to people a lot younger than me, trying to figure some things out to where, 20 years ago, I was on top of technology. But I say all I have to say is that it's frustrating at times, but I recognize that it's something that's needed so that you can get more done. It's like if you were trying to plow a garden, if you had a pitchfork or a tractor, the tractor is what you're going to want to do it with. So in where we live in now, you need good tools that can get things done a lot faster and better. So it's a wonderful thing. Tools definitely needed, and you need to sharpen them. I would say you need to keep them sharpened.
Yeah. All right. Miss Kayla, what do you feel about, tools in the marketplace in terms of what do you utilize? Kind of tell us a little bit about your thought process.
So in regarding to the coaching, right, when it comes to the marketing, you can be like a pretty good coach. And if you don't position yourself out there so that in order for people to know what you're doing, you're going to be going like a fading in the marketplace. So it's kind of position yourself in order to be seen. So it can be like through ads, it can be through like we normally say natural in deep connection with the people, like a one-on-one to interact with the people. And one of the tools that works best for me is like the click funnel.
Okay.
So I'm kind of exploring it a little bit now. So but it's really interesting the way they operate and how you connect with the people and how fast you can expand your business through it.
Okay. Sounds good. Christian, kind of want to give us a little bit about what you do and kind of what tools you utilize. You seem to be the youngest one out of the whole group here, so It's gonna be interesting. You may talk about some stuff that we don't even know nothing about.
Yeah, absolutely. As far as it goes with like the tools in marketing, like it is very important. I know like one of the tools in marketing. Well, first, I do day trade, and I do actually mentor people one-on-one level to actually day trade as well. But one of the reasons, or one of the ways that I position myself for the market is text message marketing. I know, like for me, the past few years, like that's worked pretty strong for me. Just because more so like what Caleb was saying, it pretty much positions you to be like right in front of them. So yeah, that's like one of the tools and avenues that I pretty much use myself.
Okay. Now, is that tool? Does that tool have a particular name, or it's just text messaging? Do you utilize a tool to mass text, or is it just kind of one-on-one individual text?
So I did used to do one-on-one, but like the one-on-one texting, like probably a few years back, there's a tool now that I use called ease texting, where it does like a bulk texting to like any like content that you upload into the actual software itself.
Okay. What was that called again?
Ease texting, easy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I told you guys we were gonna learn us a little something, right? Easy texting.
Yeah.
All right, cool, good. That's awesome. Miss Tracy, how about yourself?
Hi, I'm Tracy Harris. I help women in positions of leadership go from scholar to balling. Right now, my biggest tool is a platform I use, TikTok. I leverage TikTok because prior to me trying to market myself and position myself, I was pretty active on TikTok, due to the pandemic. And once I started to market myself, I changed my message on TikTok to market that. And so from that, I'm getting interest in my inbox, and I'm getting a lot of emails. So I started looking into an email system that gives that will send out mass emails. So the one that I'm looking into is Get Response.
Okay.
So I'm trying to learn it, and I'm trying to be able to, put all of these emails that I have into that system so that I can better communicate with everybody. But that's the major tool that I'm using right now.
Okay. So when you're utilizing TikTok, how are they responding to you? Are they hitting you up via email or via inbox or something to that nature?
So they hit me up in the comments, and then they'll hit me up in the private messaging. And when they're in my private messaging, I ask for the email.
Gotcha.
For the email, and they've been giving them to me.
Yeah. And they give it to you.
Yeah, they're giving it to me. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Now, have you ever thought about the funnel, kind of like what Kayla was talking about?
Yes, I have. Feedback.
Sorry, Nadira coming on.
Okay. Yes, I have looked into the funnel. I need to learn more about that, but I know I often get caught in someone else's funnel. So I do believe that it's a good tool to use. I just need to learn how to build it for myself, but I know that it's effective.
Yeah, and also a landing page, right? Kind of have somebody help create a landing page to gather those emails. Nadira's doing 4-week courses on different things that she's marketing now, and it's valuable information on things of that nature, right? It'll kind of allow that system to be a little bit automated, right? Versus manual. Sounds like it's kind of a manual process for you right now, where you can have them click on something, and based upon them clicking on it, put their information in there, and then you can gather it based upon the CRM.
Yes. So right now I'm getting a website built that's almost completed, and that element is added to the website. So that will be part of that. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, working on mine as well. Paul, why don't you go ahead and give us a little bit about yourself and kind of what tools you utilize?
I'm an author, a speaker, and a photographer now. And let's say for the photography, it's going old school. My clients are telling other clients about me. My work speaks for itself. And that has kept it at the pace that I like it. I don't want to work 40 hours a week. And if you market too much, you can end up working 40 hours a week, if you get that good. I like the pace that is going for that, right? But when it comes to books and coaching, I'm going to contact an expert like Nadira to do that for me because I can focus on other things. So it's sometimes going to an expert or a mentor is really going to do that work for me. I'm going to fap that work out because I've got other things going and I have to rely on who's in the now, and that would be Nadira. So
Yeah.
that kind of works for me. But also going to, I'm a part of hosting network events. So the chatter at the network events will actually, and those are live here in the Atlanta area. They give me input also. But, I had to figure out which lane I want to hit the gas on, and then I'm going to hit the gas on in that lane instead of just going 100 miles per hour everywhere. And then I'm overwhelmed. And then what's the I don't seem so authentic if I'm everywhere doing everything and I'm out of time. So that's how I look at it.
Wow. Okay. That's very interesting. So you're saying you get feedback from the network events? Is that what you said?
Yes,
Like,
when you go to the network events, it depends who's there. They'll tell you what they're doing, and you just you jot it down. I don't mind ear hustling a conversation to get the information that I need, or I'll ask a direct question. But if you're there, they're talking, and I do the red carpet events,
oh
so
yeah.
I hear people in earshot of me, and then if I don't know something, I'll ask a follow-up question. I'll take their cards, and I do. If I connect with someone within 2 days, I do contact them with the questions that I have for them. I do that on purpose, when I want to know.
Gotcha. Wow. That's interesting. I'm gonna come back to some things that you stated on there. Miss Charmaine, how about yourself?
Hello.
Hey.
So I know for me, tools for your business. So I know email and social marketing is super important because we live in a technology era, not so much anymore of an industrial era. So starting up, utilizing free is super important. Utilizing those free resources, being resourceful in the spite of of resources and things like that, being able to pay for that. That's something I struggled when I first came in. I was just like, well, I can't pay for this because everything wants to be, it's $12.99 for this, $20.99 for this, and those things kind of sort of, add up. So I had to find myself getting super creative. So one of those resources that I have used, like, because you want to have a email tool. An email tool is so important. I use ConvertKit for an email tool and a
Okay.
scheduler. I find that those two things are super important when you first start collecting the emails. Um, and also just being more organized and getting more done. So that actually helped me. So some automatic tools, also. So a lot of the automated tools are stuff that has to be paid for, but those actually do help. Like Paul was saying, so you can go out and enjoy your life. You're not constantly just sitting at the computer all day and just like trying to figure all these things out. So I know for me, Canva is a lifesaver. I use Canva for a lot of things that need to be created and just kind of leveraging that social media that helps me expand so more people, I can give more people value all over the world versus just, right then and there.
Yeah, that's awesome. So tell us what you do.
I am a
Miss.
holistic health and wellness coach, an herbal naturopath. I help people to
Ooh.
naturally detox their bodies using nothing but just nature around them in order to save money on medical expenses, in order to prevent or reverse illnesses, to get out of a diet mindset into an actual lifestyle change, and also most importantly to break the cycles of generational illness.
Wow. That's powerful, you guys. That is powerful. I see we got Miss Nadira trying to jump in there. That's awesome. Well, my name is Thomas Taylor III, and I'm actually a visionary coach. And some tools that I like is Canva. Get into that, as well as kind of stay on that Facebook side in terms of information, as well as a little bit of YouTube, things of that nature. So tools, I want to go a little bit deeper in tools in terms of the platforms, you guys. All right. So I kind of mentioned Facebook, YouTube, even LinkedIn. So I want you guys to talk to me about like how do you, and a little bit about what Paul said. Let's go one level deeper. How is your follow up, right? When you get some hits or you get some engagement on those social media platforms, how is your follow up, right? So, Coach Ty, you kind of want to talk to us a little bit about follow up, and then anybody could jump in from there.
I'm sorry, that's my fault. Can you hear me?
Yep, we got you.
Okay. I would say, once someone reaches out to me or somehow we're connected on Facebook, what I'm trying to do is reach out and interact with them to connect them to where either they're becoming a part of my group, which in that way I'll actually obtain their information, where I may have their phone number, their email address, ways that I could be in contact, or if we just connect on primarily say Facebook. That way, once we have connected, the way that I look at it as that now I have access. I have permission to access you. So now I'll follow up or interact with them. I may come back and say they just like something. I may come back later and just comment or inbox them something just to engage. And in that, as I build up trust, they're getting closer to becoming part of my tribe, so to speak.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. Anybody can jump in.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yep, we got you.
So in the power of the follow-up, you have to schedule when you're going to follow up. I like to make calls in the morning just in case I miss them and leave a message that I'm going to return it before the end of the day. I used to be a Marine Corps recruiter, and I learned the power of the follow-up call and time management. When you put those two things together, that's going to give you success. And if you schedule it, maybe it's going to be like, I'm going to make 10 follow-up calls a day of the information that I got, whether it's a text message or anything like that. I set a time for that window to happen instead of just chasing people all day. And then that interrupts something else I've planned. So I plan those things. And when I'm going to reach out, I'm going to do it. And if I schedule people, I put it on the schedule and make sure my phone rings to make sure I get them back, because they feel good when you actually return the call and you actually engage them just because they contact you. Because a lot of people feel like in this automated system, no one's really talking to them.
Yeah.
Put that time aside and you make sure you follow up. And if they tell you to call them back at a certain time, call them back at a certain time so you can work the power of the follow up so you can move forward.
So Paul, that point right there. So how is that initial contact happening where they're actually transferring their information to you? How is that piece happening?
I'm killing the game on Facebook. I'm telling you, because I'm on Facebook every day. From the moment the first thought comes in my head to share, and then someone will hit my inbox and someone will say thank you or something like that, and I'll follow up with them on that. But I'm telling you, it's coming every day. Majority of my gigs come from Facebook. So I am right in the rhythm that I want it to be. Not that if you put me on ABC and it says he's a great photographer, I get 1,000 connections. I don't want 1,000 connections. It gives me the pace that I want. And so when I was going, client sharing, that really helps me to get the next client. But now that's that for that lane. So now I'm going into the coaching realm, and I know it's not going to work like that. So that's why I said farm the work out to those who've done it before. Yeah. So Nadir will be schooling me on the next level with that. So I can't use the same approach as Facebook, but they'll reach out to me via Facebook. So that'll be a percentage, right? Yeah. So I'll know another percentage will come. And then I may not go to a third level percentage, depending on how many hours of the day, time management, I want to give up. Because you have to give up time to make these things happen and still think about self-care and self-love in that. Because I don't want to do 8 hours of calls and then there's only an hour and a half left for me. Let's be realistic, because I'm going to sell the same idea. You cannot, have 15 hours of work, sleep 3 hours, and call yourself effective for the next day. That's bad. That's a bad realization of the expectation of time management. So I'm going to practice what I preach.
Yeah, amen. You do that, you'll be seeing Charmaine by Saturday.
Right.
Need a shot of something, Charmaine, right? You need something. Wow, that's awesome. Anybody can jump in. This is getting good.
I like when he said to schedule the time for
Yeah.
follow up. Right now, I
Yeah.
don't really do that. I do follow up, but I follow up sort of as I see everything. And it sounds like you're saying, like, say an initial message for the moment, but then schedule a time in your schedule to actually put aside for your follow ups. And I think that's an awesome idea
Yeah,
to
because they don't know
incorporate.
your schedule.
They don't know my schedule.
There
Mm-hmm.
you go.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. I wrote that down
That's
too,
good.
Tracy.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's a good nugget.
I wrote that one down too. Christian, how you feel about that?
Sorry. But no, I definitely agree with what Paul is saying. Definitely set aside like the time, in your schedule to follow up with people. I know like for myself, that's a lot of the times, I mean, that's a lot of the things that I do myself. Like I have certain days and certain times of the day that I'll, follow up with you a call, or depending on how you contact me, you may get an automated email or automated text message. So, and a lot of my platform, as far as like where I'm doing it at, is Instagram. I'm not so much Facebook.
Mm. Okay, okay. Yeah, I
So
saw you smiling when Paul was saying that.
I'm not so much
But
Facebook.
it's a different genre though, right? It's just a
Right.
different genre. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
And age group, it
An
seems
age
like.
group.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
I
younger
will,
Yeah.
people, like
yeah.
Yep.
IG. Yeah.
I will say I did use Facebook and the Avenue, but as I seen Instagram and the different like things that were
Hmm.
coming along with that, I kind of went more Instagram route with a lot of stuff. So,
Hmm.
that's kind of like how like my follow up is really through phone calls, like
Okay.
actual morning time, so yeah.
Okay. Kayla, what do you think?
Yes, the poll idea is actually incredible because if you don't set the time when you find yourself like doing follow up, you are not being intentional, let's say. Because when you schedule the time to focus on specific thing like follow up, you are being intentional. So you're gonna be
Hmm.
focused those. Let's say you're gonna say I will be doing 30-minute follow up in the morning, you are intention doing that thing and just cutting all the distraction that may be coming on your way because you are
Mm.
focused on this particular task.
That's right.
And when you say, okay, I will be doing this follow up, but not setting the intention, when you see you are losing, you are one, not doing follow up with nobody, and two, you are doing something else that you don't know where it's supposed to be coming, and you realize like you are just wasting time rather than like
Yeah.
working on the things that will be connecting with your business or bring like um, the impact that you're looking for in your business, like let's say. So this definitely, Paul, I was doing it but not intentionally. But this is something that I was telling myself, like definitely I already wrote down, say September
Yeah.
is coming, the game needs to be changed. So, and
Yeah.
this is the game that definitely need to be starting change.
Yeah, that's awesome. Go ahead, Charmaine. I see you about to jump in. I see it. I see
Um,
it.
so I know some of the you were talking about platforms.
Hmm.
Facebook is popular. You have LinkedIn. That's powerful. That LinkedIn is a powerful tool. I know. So as far as platforms, being known across like different platforms is super important because you might think your ideal client is here, and then
Mm.
they might be over here. So
Yeah.
just being known across those social media platforms helps you build that clarity of knowing where your ideal client is kind of at and things like that. Also for the follow up. I know for me, prior to the follow up, I'm trying to build rapport with that individual, to have something to follow up
Hmm.
for. So, sort of allowing them to maybe absorb some of my beliefs, some of those culture, some of that culture that I provide within my Facebook group, things like that. So, I kind of get them warmed up before I just kind of go in, for, the message or things like that. But as far as the follow up for me, it's all about communication and giving them value.
Mm. Amen.
So for those that like a post or like a comment or reply to an email or things like that, those automated systems that we were talking about before do help in tracking those individuals. So, and there are layers to that. There's layers to the follow up. I always say
Yeah.
there's layers to everything. I'm learning that in business. So, yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. Mr. Derek, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. I've been listening all along and just really just excited just being able to see you guys just while I'm getting myself together, just really just carry on. I'm just so grateful for you guys. You guys are doing amazing. And what I'd have to say to add to what you guys are saying, I think all the tools that you're using are very valid. You need email marketing. You need to be able to have a auto response, because what happens is that it doesn't matter how great you are at putting all the lights and cameras together if you don't have a follow-up system to follow up with people once they make contact with you. It's going to be all for nothing. When I think about a tool that I use heavily, which I've been even more just getting into, is video. And I realized, I'm finding out in my own research with video, is that it actually is showing me and pulling me in a different direction of people that are looking for ways to bring a certain type of presence to social media, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok. What I have found out in one of my tools, and it's, what I teach in one of my classes, is that when you're actually on TikTok, for instance, when you create a video to a trending song, it takes your video to the next, it makes your video go viral. So when I did a video for Coach Vinny, and what I did was I attached a trending song to it. And once you attach a trending song to it, when people go to TikTok and they actually see that song playing all the time, they're going to look at everybody who did a video on that particular song. So it is important to keep up with the trends, because it's the trends give us different ways on how to communicate our message to all different types of genres, different types of people, whether they're different age groups. Now, all age groups and all genres and all different people may not be your ideal client, but you'll be surprised that as you start to go along with some of the trends in terms of how you convey your message, somebody who you may have thought wasn't your ideal client all of a sudden finds you interesting. And then they want to know, then that starts them to figure out, that kind of like gives like a trail to figure out exactly what it is that you do. And so even though they may or may not be a client, they may know somebody who may need your services. So yes, video marketing is a plus. So if you guys are not doing video marketing, shame on you. If you're not doing email marketing and follow up, shame on you. Your business is not going to go as far, because you have to have a way to communicate. And like Paul said, ain't nobody got time to be on the phone 24 hours a day. Ain't nobody got time to be, I already had a visit with Charmaine. I don't want to have to keep, having all these visits because I'm not taking care of myself. So these systems that are in place are there to help us be able to run our business effectively without overexerting ourselves and making promises that we can't keep. Because then you make your business look real bad if you have all this access to get to you, and then you don't have you don't have a follow-up plan. That can make your business go really bad.
She's stepping on a lot of toes this evening, you guys. She's stepping on a lot of toes, boy.
I'd like to add a little bit something to that, just a little bit of a trick, because I know when people think of TikTok, especially our age, they think it's for the kids, or they think it's you have to be doing something, something entertaining. But to Nadira's point, if you take a trending song and you turn the volume down, then I can just say my coaching message in my branding, and they'll still watch it because it will go into the algorithm of that trending song, if that makes sense. So the video ends up getting, thousands of views, and I get, hundreds of comments. And then that's how I've started to connect with my people. And that is why I need the automated response systems, so they can help me to manage, because I'm getting them up. But at the moment, I am doing things manually, and it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to throw that out for TikTok, because I think people don't want to touch it because it looks like you have to entertain. You absolutely don't have to entertain.
Okay, that's a good point. No, that's a good point, especially when you're sharing because you're utilizing it and look like you crushing it. From my standpoint, like your videos are amazing,
I have
man.
almost
Are
7,000
amazing.
followers on TikTok.
How much?
Wow, that's
How,
amazing.
how
The
many?
rest of my platforms I don't have that many, but
How
I
many
have
you have? I couldn't hear you.
almost 7,000, like
Wow.
6,009.
Wow.
Yeah, you guys will probably see when I get 7,000, I'm gonna do a celebration type video. It's a
Oh,
Wow.
challenge or something
wow.
that you do for TikTok. When you get a certain number of followers, you do
You
a
see that, man? Y'all see that?
So you might
That's
see me
Yeah.
dancing or something.
So Christian, I see you shaking your head. Are you on TikTok?
I'm on TikTok, but for a different, thing.
You not dancing, right? That what you telling us? You not
Yeah, no,
dancing, huh?
You can adjust your message. This is the beautiful thing about having multiple platforms, because you can't do what you do on TikTok on LinkedIn, and you can't do what you do on LinkedIn on Facebook. So the good thing about it is you can get creative in your messaging all different platforms. TikTok is more of a video where people are dancing, moving, even inspirational stuff, even coaching. I've seen a lot of coaching videos on TikTok, like Tracy said, under different trending names. I mean, trending songs. I did a video with just me and my kids. I think I got maybe 5 views, but when I used a trending song, I had 1,186 views, and I
Wow,
thought,
just like
oh,
that.
okay, just like that, because it was connected to a song. Now, Facebook, I have a different message. I use stories. I use my videos in stories, because anytime you're placing any type of video, it's almost like, if you really think about it, stories is actually a shorter version of TikTok, because that is where a lot of people may not read your post. Because Facebook's algorithm is constantly changing, a lot of people may not even see your posts in their news feed. But when you go and do everything in stories, everybody gets to see exactly, even people that are not even on your friends list, can get to see exactly what you're doing. So I've been gearing a lot of my my videos and messages, especially when it comes to my classes or anything I'm promoting, I'm doing it in stories, because stories is getting the same attention for those people. And it's crazy, because for those of you who don't really think that TikTok is for you, if you're watching stories on Facebook, it's like you're watching TikTok. So make sure
Got
you
it.
guys utilize stories, because I'm telling you, and it's amazing, because you get to see how many people are viewing your stories. So somebody may not never like your page, or may never read any of your posts, but you can see if they're constantly watching your stories, that means you've got their attention.
That's
That's a
awesome.
great tool.
We're gonna go to commercial, and then when we come back, we're gonna get one level deeper, you guys. One level deeper.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us here on Dinner with the Coaches. We will be right back after this.
Hey guys, wanted to come on and do a quick video real quick and let you know this Saturday, yes, August 21st at 7 p.m., I am going to be teaching a class on how to create content videos that pop, which means I'm going to show you how to take your creativity and how to combine it with the right tools to be able to create a video that your audience will love. It's not so much the video that makes things pop, it's your creativity. It takes your creativity, your unique gift in certain areas, combined with the right tools to produce the results that you need. Your audience is attracted to you. Your audience is attracted to your energy and your vibe. And I'm going to show you how to take that energy and vibe and put it in a video so that you can be able to market whatever product or service that you have. So make sure you register this Saturday. Seats are limited, so make sure you register. Link is in the bio. Go to bit.ly/create content 4 myself, and I'll see you then. Have a wonderful day.
I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord that I wake again. I wake again. I pray the Lord that I wake. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord that I wake again. I wake again. I pray the Lord that I wake.
All All right, and we are back here with Dinner with the Coaches. I'm sorry, y'all. I just have to brag on my photographer over here who did an amazing job, Mr. Paul Posey, who did my picture, my photography. I'm telling you guys, this man is the real deal. Let me tell you, okay? This man, he makes sure photos look like you are in a studio for real. Like you guys, he has done my photography work. So I'm telling you, if you need photography work done, he travels to practically anywhere to basically do photo shoots. So make sure you visit him at paulposey.com or you can reach him on Facebook. This man is the real deal. He's awesome. So any of my photography work you see is done by Paul.
I was caught with the commercials, man.
Yeah, thank you for that plug. Thank you for that plug. When you said you're a photographer, I was like, who you got over there?
Yes, and those videos that I do teach in the class. I give all the tools that you can use to make your videos pop. It's now we're people's attention is less than 15 seconds. So if you can create it, if I show you how to create a video within 15 seconds to grasp, using trending songs and different video tools to kind of make your message just really pops. So I get to enjoy it. I'd be like, yeah, in the background, like, yeah, I try to use trending songs to what I was explaining from TikTok and different things like that. So you guys got to take my course so you can see exactly what tools you can use to, instead of paying hundreds and thousands of dollars for somebody to actually create a tool, I'll show you how to do it basically for yourself. So.
Yeah, phenomenal. The courses are phenomenal, you guys. She does an awesome job. So let's get one level deeper, right? So we talked about tools for marketing. We talked about Paul helped us out with scheduling the follow-up. We talked about automation. Ms. Nadira kind of brought in how to utilize TikTok in terms of music and get hits. So when you summarize all that, right, we're doing all that to have some automation. Okay. Inside of that automation, it frees up time, right? So automation frees up time. So here's kind of the challenge and the question. When you're freeing up that time and when you hear that we should stick to one thing, how do you utilize that information, right? Automation, freeing up time to do what when you always hear we need to stick to one thing? Coach Tyke, hold on, Paul. Hold on. He in front of the class, right? He in front of the class. All right, go ahead. Coach Tyke, we gonna let Paul go first. Go ahead, Paul.
All right. So in my life right now is patience. Patience is doing something positive while you're waiting for something to manifest. Remember that. So I wrote my books back in 2016. So I'm an author. I have 14 books right now.
Wow.
14 books. And I wrote 12 books in 8 months, right? That's what I did. Now, I know it takes time for those books and for me to take root in other people's lives. So that motion of being an author and a speaker and getting the reviews and things like that, because people are sometimes slow about reading, right? So what am I going to do while I'm waiting for that seed to grow? Well, I started my photography. So now I planted the seed for my authors and my speakers. Now I've got something new. I started something new as a photographer to do headshots and events. Now that has grown. Now I'm here with you now about my books and my coaching now. So I switched lanes, but it doesn't take away from the power of what I've created already. So you have to know when you switch what is valuable in your switch, because it's not in that lane. It's not, what I'm saying, it's not that I became an author and now I'm going to work on speaking. I just let it grow in that genre to do that. Now I'm a photographer. Now the next level is I'm back to coaching because my work has aged. It's been cemented. You've met me. You've seen me in action. So I'm consistent in what I wrote. So now I have credibility.
Okay.
Right. So now as a photographer, I'm doing the same thing. Slowly in 2017, I started my 5-year plan to be a noteworthy photographer here in Atlanta. I hit that last year. I hit that last year by consistently increasing my skills as a photographer, not so much as advertising and things like that. Because you remember I said use Facebook, right?
Yeah.
And client to client, a client sharing has got me where I am, and I'm exactly where I want. Business to business wants me to work for their business and be consistent with their business. That's what I want, not so much as individual, individual clients. Right? I want business to business. So that is working. So now, since that is cemented, now let's go back to the books and the speaking. You see what I'm saying? Now I'm utilizing that. And then for my photography, I added drone work and videography. So I'm set. So as I have the patience to grow, because I don't have to work and eat. Now that's one of the things you should not put yourself in a position to do is work and eat off what you're working on, because that might not be 2-3 months down the line. So you have to have something else, diversify your ability to make money, one, and diversify your time. So I do those two things, and it's really worked for me, is to show the patience in my seed. So I got something else going, and now I have something else going. And that's why I said I don't want to keep growing, because my main purpose of quitting my job, I used to work at the VA, like I told Tyke, is I need more time for me. And I don't want to give up all that time for all those things I created. So high speed is not for me, but the patience, it allows me patience, because I don't have to eat off what I work, allows me to let it grow, meet my connections, let the universe bring me who needs to be with me, Nadira, and because I'm pretty sure Nadira is going to tell you guys how we met, and then move on and do something just as great as the next thing. Stay at that level of greatness and move on to something else.
Wow. All right. Well said. Well said. Very interesting. Coach Tyke, good stuff, Paul.
First thing would be to respond to what Paul just said, and what you just said was awesome. And as you were saying it, I thought I heard something in my head that I heard a long time ago, and it was success is when preparation meets opportunity. And that's what you're doing now. For to answer this question, I was a person who was moving in too many directions at one time.
Okay.
So what I had to do, and where I'm at now, being new to really getting my business up, is I had to narrow down I had to start hunting with a rifle versus a shotgun, so to speak. Meaning that I need to hit the target and not spray, a little bit of everything. And I say that is that I was doing that, and I was spinning my wheels. So where I'm at is I'm learning. I'm in one lane, and I'm perfecting that lane, or not. I wouldn't say perfect is the wrong word to use. I would say I'm improving my performance in that lane, and I'm adding little things to help that lane be more comfortable.
Okay.
So it's patience. It's patience is key. That really is key, because me being my behavior type, I'll try to do too much and won't get nothing done. So since I've been doing this, I see now I'm making more progress in getting my business where I want it to be. So I really can't say that I hit the point in one lane where I'm in this lane and I'm going into doing other things, or what I'm doing with that extra time. That time is just really sharpening the tools, like I mentioned earlier, so that I can make the ride in this lane more comfortable.
Wow, that's a unique perspective. You kind of realize you was going too broad, too wide, and you need to go ahead and narrowly focus, kind of like what Paul was saying. That's awesome. Tracy,
Absolutely.
How about yourself?
So for me, while I'm waiting for my coaching to take off, I'm doing the work for that, but I'm also laying the groundwork for speaking to be a part of my title, writing a book behind the scenes, as well as creating more content coming down the pipeline for my clients that I'm gaining, to nurture them and to have them help them grow. So with the automation that's helping me stay from in front of the computer all day, I'm actually still very busy, but working on creating more things for, just for my brand as a whole.
All right. Okay. Staying in the seat of creation. Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Christian?
Well, everybody's had some great stuff so far. Like I'm just amazed by everybody's, answer and stuff. Kind of really
Awesome.
just sucking in a lot of stuff. Um, but I mean, I would agree with Paul. Like, for me, time is valuable for me, personally, just
Mm-hmm.
because, I'm still young, I still want to do other things as well. So like a lot of the things that I do is I create that time to where, outside of the coaching and outside of my daily work with my trades, um, like a lot of the stuff is automated. So I can go and, pick up to the next thing. I've always been the type to where I've done multiple things, but I've also channeled in where it gave me the most, um, what do you call it? Like the most results from at the same time. So I've been able to multitask, but I've also had that one thing where I stuck with it as well.
Okay.
So
Now you do photography and video stuff as well, right?
yeah, yeah,
Awesome. 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 So I know you wrote a couple of notes from Mr. Paul over there.
I did.
I know you did. I know you did. Sounds good. Sounds good. And I'm glad you're here because we have a variety of different age groups as well as experience. So it's looking like everybody is pulling and learning from everybody, man. That's beautiful. Miss Charmaine, go ahead and bless us with your wisdom.
So as far as freeing up business, time in your business, I know for me that's a big space, I'm working on, but I do realize that finding balance, is super important. Sticking to one thing, but actually utilizing that time effectively. Because as I said, things have layers, business have layers. So there's a lot of moving pieces. So maybe spending no more than like 2 hours on one thing, in that area, having that schedule. Maybe you'll spend 30 minutes on email marketing and an hour on, Zoom to promote or something like that. Just spend, time, like making content, but expanding that content, learning ways to expand that content so you're not have to content so you don't have to continuously redo videos, the same videos and giving like, certain things over and over. But, making sure that what you are spending time on, you're giving your business value because we spend a lot of time giving other people value, and that
Yeah,
takes a lot of
amen.
brain power, so you want to make sure that you are monetizing your time. As Coach Tight said, you can feel like you're doing a lot and not getting anything done. I'm guilty of that. I have definitely done that so many times. I know I talk with my hands a lot, but that could definitely get frustrating when you're doing a lot of things. So you just want to make sure, as a health coach, you want to make sure you relax. Like I always tell people that sometimes you have to make sure you relax and not feel guilty about it. As an entrepreneur, we do a lot of things and we feel guilty when we want to sit down. And it's like, but that's how you keep going, relaxing.
So do you find yourself struggling with that one thing while you want to diversify at the same time? Is that a struggle for you?
It has been, but I do find that
Mm,
having a schedule, it helps. Saying I'm going to work on this at this certain time, and then when that time is up, and I'm making sure I'm finished with it. Giving myself enough space and time to get that thing done. So that's something that I found was super helpful for me.
okay, all right. Miss Kayla, how about yourself?
Yeah, for me, I am all about the life balance. I love that. I love this peace of mind and relaxing and enjoying the life outside of being in front of the screen. Because sometimes I have my son like coming to me and say like maybe we should go out. So for me, like have this time that when I'm focusing, I'm being intentional, and when I am away, I'm really enjoying my life out there. So when it comes to do many things at the same time, I was feeling guilty because I was feeling overwhelmed for having all those things that needed to be done, like I create content and doing video and put myself out there. All those things was like I was feeling like I was doing a lot. By the end of the day, I wasn't doing anything basically. So when I'm creating the video, I can schedule my time and say I will do the reels. I will do 5 reels in the same day in this like 1 hour, 1 hour and a half that I schedule. So when I have everything done, I will be just changing my clothes, at the end of my commitment, it's done, and it will be just repurposed during the week. So the live, it can be that way, but instead of saying I will be going live from Monday to Friday, I will be choosing one day and decide to go from there and stick with that. So I can commit with myself and my word as well. This is like a really important when you are intentional. Instead of saying I will be doing and you're not doing, and the people will be seeing you like, okay, you're failing in here. So yes. And that's it. It's more like I create this balance and be intentional with your time. Like Charmaine was mentioned, I was struggling a lot and I was feeling frustrated. I was feeling like I was doing a lot. By the end of the day, if I was like counting that time down, I wasn't doing much. But if you balance your life and knowing exactly what you're doing, the time, like someone say, make the time work for you rather than you work for the time. If the thing will be coming into the place, you will be feeling like a more relaxed. You will be having time to go for a walk in the nature. You will be time to enjoy the life like outside of your business. So I'm all about that.
All right. Paul, go ahead.
Yeah, raise your hand if you take naps and put naps on your schedule.
I do.
Not
That
on
gives
the
you
schedule.
that gives you 2 days in one.
I
That's 2
wish.
days in one right there. You know, your body's like a cell phone. You have to recharge that sometimes.
Yeah.
You can't run off that charge you
That's a
got
good
from
point.
last night. So I just wanted to say that every day, it's on my list, and that gives me room for change. I could take that nap time and use it for something else, but if I don't have to use it for something else, I do take that nap.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good refresher.
I think too. I think too that I don't think, and I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I don't know anybody that just does one thing in their business. I don't know anybody. And you can have one thing that you can have one, like say for Charmaine does health, right? She does more things inside of health, right? She does coaching. She provides, everything with, what you need to be successful in that program. So there, I think it really depends on if you're doing multiple things. I think everybody has to determine where their strength is at. I'm a multitasker, right? I can do multiple things because I have multiple kids. So I've learned to kind of like do like 5 things at one time. So, but what I do is I look at what I'm going to get the most, where I'm going to be the most productive at in that time. So if I choose to do 5 things and I'm capable of doing it, right? I can, like I can whoop the kids, cook dinner and answer the phone and do an email at the same time, you know. And as long as I'm productive, as long as Christian Christian know, and he'll tell you, I know how to multitask. I can, but I think you have to know your strengths. If you know that you're not able to if you're not getting any results from doing all these different things, then yes, you have to slow down and think about what do I need to do? What do I need to be most productive in? Where for me, I have multiple things that I do where I have multiple streams of income. And so in order for me to do those multiple things, I have to be a good steward over my time. So time management is important. I know that if I know I have 5 things that I have to care for, and I'm not talking about starting 5 things at one time. I think there is a process where you might be doing, like with me, I started with my call center first. And then, once I did my call center, I figured out, oh, I'm interested in doing this. And then I started to add the e-commerce. And then I said, oh, I want to do this. And it wasn't all different things. They all kind of joined together because it's all a part of my coaching. Yeah. It's all a part of my message. So you can do multiple things as long as it's in alignment with what you do. It won't really take your mind off. You won't really feel distracted. If my job is to help women take their experiences and turn them into life lessons, then I know that there's different things I have to do outside of just saying I have a business. I have to be able to provide resources for them to do that. So that means I have to do my research. That means if I'm going to provide resources, that means I have to sometimes either create those resources or connect with something or somebody who has those resources. So you can do multiple things as long as it's not taking you away from what you're supposed to, what your focus is. As long as you keep the main thing, you know, I think you'll be okay. But again, I think it's up to you. Everybody knows their limitations. If you know you can't handle more than one thing, to whom much is given, much is required. If you know that you can do 3 or 4 things at one time and do it successfully, then do that. But I don't know, most of the business owners that I know, I promise you they do more than one thing. They just don't, they may not tell you they do more than one thing, but that more than one thing is still within the scope of their business. They're not doing 5 totally different things that has nothing to do with their main vision or purpose for their life. And I think that's the thing we have to realize. You have to know your limits. I know, if I know that I get overwhelmed, you have to be balanced. You can't, because you do 4 or 5 things, that don't mean you spend all day doing it. You know, I might, like Charmaine say, I might put away, you know, I might say I'm gonna spend an hour doing this, advertising about this, or 2 hours doing this, and then I promise you, I will take my nap, you know, and then I can guarantee that's on the list. I have learned that, because I will fall asleep in a minute. So once I do that, I'm recharged. Now I can go to the next thing that I need to do. I think it's just basically being a good steward over your time and time blocking, being able to say, okay, I need to have time for my kids, because a lot of us in the beginning, when you're in the beginning, you're hitting the ground running. When you're first running a business, you're sacrificing time, sacrificing a lot. And so you, in the beginning, it may seem like you all over the place, because you're trying to find that stable ground. But once you do get to that point where you're able to say, okay, I've set aside this amount of time to do this amount of time to do that, and it's producing results. Because if you're doing a bunch of busy things and you ain't getting no results, then yeah, you might have to slow down and just do one thing at a time. But if you are able to do multiple things and be productive at it, by all means, go for it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, time goes fast, boy. We are at the top of the hour already, right? But I'm not gonna end right now, though. I got one last final question that kind of ties it all. So we won't go too long. Try to summarize your answer in a minute or less, right? So if you think about all the things that we talked about tonight, this is the final question for you guys. Do you feel what you're actually doing is tied to your destiny? Coach Type.
I would say yes. As I mentioned earlier, everything that I went through, and even not doing, I wish that I had that military pension right now. Me not serving and taking the path that I took, being frustrated in the civilian world, that birthed who Coach Tight is and what my coaching business is going to do. So everything confirms that yes, I am on my path of destiny right now.
Amen. Great answer, Mr. Paul.
Purpose is being at the right place at the right time, giving those you make contact with what you have for them. So yes, everything, every experience I have that I didn't think was of value, I can be standing in Walmart and have a conversation with a man from my experience, answer his question, and gives him exactly what he needs. And I'm like, I thought I forgot that. I thought it had no value. Yeah. And I believe life is like having a toolbox. You'll pick things up and put in your toolbox, and then you'll have this particular screwdriver or wrench you're going to need for something you're going to run into later. And that is, to me, how I see purpose. And my destiny is not the jobs that I pick. It's not being a coach. It's not being a photographer. It's just allowing myself to have access to people outside of my home and being an introvert, because I've got something for them.
Wow. So you feel like you're aligned.
Yes. Oh yeah. Awesome. Hey, yes. Yes. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm going to live my best life the rest of my life. Yes. And that means if I'm giving to other people, then it's right in line with that. It's just,
yeah. Does that include your divorce?
Yeah. Well, let me. Yeah. Actually,
I'm messing with you.
No. Honestly, Thomas. Honestly, if it wasn't for my divorce, I would not have reflected on my walk to see where I failed, and then I would have never thought about who I want to be after that failure. I never want to be that guy again. So yeah. Yes.
Awesome. Miss Tracy, I see you chomping at the bits over there. I see you chomping at the bits.
No, I just wanted to say I definitely agree with what Paul said. I always tell my children that we as parents, we were giving them tools for their toolbox to be able to use when the time is right. And so to answer your question for myself, along the years, along my life, all of my experiences have become tools for this exact moment, for this exact purpose. And I think that I am definitely, absolutely on the track to my destiny, and not just on the track, but divinely guided on this track. Everything, even this community, came to me. I think because it was supposed to, it was purposed. So yes, I feel aligned, and I'm on the track to my destiny.
Ooh, I can hear it in your voice, girl. I can hear it in your voice,
That'll
boy.
touch me a little bit.
Yeah. I could tell. I could
Yeah,
tell.
yeah.
That's awesome. Christian, how about yourself?
I definitely do feel like, I'm walking in my destiny for sure. I remember telling my mom this, like my thing was, I've always wanted to help people, in every shape, way, or form. And like through the stories that I've heard and the different things that took place, from people that I've trained, I've seen and heard a lot, so I definitely would say
Okay.
I'm walking in destiny for sure.
Wow, that's awesome, man. To be young and to already know that, to have that level of consciousness, you already ahead of the game, young man. You're already ahead of the game.
I appreciate
Miss
it.
Kayla.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Nadir always say, turn the experience, life experience into the lesson. So this is definitely the tool that I carried with, and this is the what brought me into this journey. So I would say definitely is taking me in the right direction.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Miss Charmaine, how about yourself?
I know for me, for my life, like for life, we all have a story. I'm like Tracy right now. It's like, whew, but we all have a story. Yeah, like that
Overwhelming,
pressurizes me.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we all have a story. And the stories are a part of events that happen in our life. But those events, they lead to your destination. They lead to that path. Those events that happen serve their purpose. And the power of that transformation, when you go through those different events, will lead to your destiny. And that's what I've learned. You don't know why things happen to you. You don't know what's going on. And sometimes, but if you keep moving and you keep walking in your purpose, it will lead to your destiny. You will start to feel like, you're on the right path to making things happen for you. And it feels good. It starts to feel
Amen.
good.
Good. We appreciate you sharing. And for myself, I feel I'm definitely. You have something, Tracy? Okay, yeah. Definitely feel I'm walking in my destiny. And for me, this is a part of it, right? Because a part of my destiny and God shared with me is to help inspire people to move past their current reality to another level, right? Where He has ordained for them to be. But sometimes we get caught in our reality and we can't see past our reality, right? So for me, this is a part of my destiny, as well as I have a nonprofit organization called Growing Up Without a Father, to help those who actually dealt with that experience to realize that it's not the end, it's really the beginning. But a lot of times people can't get past that, and then their life kind of goes in a spiral because of that one event. Also writing a book about that experience, right? And that was a traumatic experience, but you don't realize that trauma until you look back and realized it was trauma. For most of us, it was everyday life. It was
Right.
survival. But when you realize what you really came through, it's your story to tell, to help alleviate a lot of pressure, anxiety, low self-esteem that a lot of people are walking around every day, you guys. And you see them every time you turn on the news, they like this, right? You see it every single day. So for me, this is definitely a part of my destiny to help those understand and come to the realization that whatever you think you can do, whatever you're currently doing, there's something larger for you. But sometimes, if we don't put ourselves in a situation to expand our level of thought, you can't even imagine it. Because I was once told about our reticular activating system, and it says once your mind has been exposed to a thought or an idea, it can never go back.
That's
So let's
true.
go.
That's
Miss
true.
Nadira, my partner.
I would definitely have to say, I know that I'm on the right path, and I figured out that I was on the right path when I started to look at my experiences and the things that I was going through, and how I just trying to get the lessons out of my own experiences and helping other people. I started to realize it was impacting them by sharing the lessons that I was learning. And those lessons that I was learning was taking me in different directions and putting me in positions of leadership or influence that I didn't even realize at first. I just was just sharing. I never in my life said, "Oh, I want to grow up and be a coach." I never said, "Oh, I want to do this. I want to do that." I always just I was content with just being me. I just was okay being a mom. I was a mom. I was good. I didn't have any real big, I want to do this, I want to do that. But what I started to realize after living in different shelters and seeing the impact, seeing people go through some of the same things that I went through and my experiences, and just talking, everyday conversation, just talking with people, seeing their lives being changed by the things that I was sharing, what was changing my life. That's when I realized that, okay, I might be, my life might be, I might be going somewhere and heading somewhere, that I didn't really know that was actually, that was the direction that I'm going. Now that I'm aware, now that I'm at the point that I'm like, okay, I'm 47. I've had enough experiences to show me, and enough creativity to guide those experiences that I have, to take that creativity and use the experiences and create different resources. Now I realize, okay, yeah, I think I want to do this. I think I want to continue to do this in an aspect from a business perspective, where I can actually exchange my time and not have to have to spend a 9 to 5 working somewhere else. I can actually use my time and be more free about it, because before you in a shelter, you ain't got nothing but time. You did it, you ain't had nothing but time. And so seeing the impact that it made on people and seeing how their lives was changed made me realize, well, I might be onto something. My daughter actually was the one that told me, Mom, she had me take this assessment. At the time, I didn't know what it was. She was like, Mom, I really think you should take this assessment. This is going to tell you exactly what you should be doing. And I thought, okay, I'll take it. Filled it out. And at the end, it said you should be a life coach. And I thought, a life coach. And I thought, wow, so I'm doing what I've been graced to do. So I do it naturally. There's not a whole lot. The only thing I'm learning is how to systematize everything. But my gift is already perfected. So everything that I need to be who I am is already in the inside of me. So when we think about where the scripture says that your gift will make room for you, I'm not perfecting my gift. I'm perfecting my talent so that I can be able to, it can open doors for me to show my gifts, in different places. When you think about Joseph interpreting dreams wasn't necessarily, Joseph didn't have to learn how to interpret a dream. He did it naturally because it was on the inside of him, right? But what happened was when he got into the palace, he had to learn how to be able to run a palace. I mean, you don't just know how to run a palace. So for me, I'm learning different things now so that I can be able to take what I'll do naturally and do it in a different arena, in a different aspect. So yeah.
Cool. Good deal. So, Ms. Nadira, we could go ahead and let everybody give a 30-second commercial. Hopefully, Coach Tight will jump back on.
Yes, he's jumping on right now. He's trying to connect now. So while we're waiting for Coach Tight, we'll start at the bottom with Charmaine. You can give your 30. Everybody can go through from Charmaine from left to right and tell everybody what you do and how they can get in contact with you.
Alrighty, well, I am a herbal naturopath. I use herbs to help and holistic methods to help people naturally detox their bodies in order to save money on medical expenses, to get out of a diet mindset into an actual lifestyle change in order to basically break the cycles of generational illness, and to also just be able to prevent or, just reverse illness so they can live their best life. So if you are looking for powerful tools to be able to improve your health, you can reach out to me at healbynature.org or on Instagram at Charmaine_Q.
Coach Tight, you're next. 30-second commercial about where people can get in contact with you and what you do.
Okay. Again, I'm Coach Tight, TITE. That's an acronym for Teaching Individuals to Execute. What I do is I help you become mission focused, whether it's professionally or personally, anywhere in your life that you need a mission so that you can know exactly what you're trying to do. And I help you become mission focused so you can accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. And you can reach me, and I'll just give my email at Sean, SEAN, at CoachTight.com. CoachTite.com.
I'm Christian Bryant again, guys. I'm a day trader pretty much. I teach people how to trade in the markets, how to make money consistently every single day. You can visit my website and get started at www.dailytradeswithchris.com. And even if you don't have like the money to get started, I do help people actually get funded. So if you are looking to trade and you don't have that much capital, there's ways around it. So that.
Awesome. Tracy?
I'm Tracy Harris. I help women in positions of leadership tap into their power, women who feel stuck, like they have a purpose that they're trying to get to, but they just don't know how to do it. They don't have the confidence, they don't have the knowledge on how to do that. I help you get to that place. If you are interested in following me, you can actually, if you have TikTok, you can find me at Tracy Harris15, on Instagram at Tracy Lynn Harris, and LinkedIn and Facebook, Tracy Harris. Thanks.
Awesome. Kayla? Oh, you
Hey
want me to
guys,
go?
yeah, up to you.
Go ahead, Kayla.
Okay, so I am Kayla Kravitz, and I am confidence coach for new coaches who want to break through the limiting belief and show up boldly in their business. So if you want to know more, you can find me on Kayla Kravitz, www.kaylakravitz.com, or you can find me on I am Kayla Kravitz on IG and Facebook.
Awesome. Paul?
Hey, I'm Paul Posey. I am a speaker. I am an author. I'm a photographer. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. You can find me in the Atlanta area. I travel to do the work. You can reach me on Facebook, where you'll find me almost every day. Join my group, Let's Talk Talk. Also, Paul Posey on Facebook. You can look me up, Paul Posey Negative Deposit, right there on Instagram. N2P Photography on Instagram. And Paul Posey on YouTube. You will see some of my antics and conversations right there.
Awesome. Again, you guys, my name is Thomas Taylor III. You can follow me on Instagram at Thomas Taylor III, or my YouTube channel, Thomas Taylor III, that's Taylor Your Dreams. I'm the co-host of this lovely show that we created called Dinner with the Coaches. And we want to thank each and every one of you guys for spending some time with us this evening, man. It was very, very awesome. It was very informational, and it was incredible, man. You guys did an awesome job. Turn it over to my co-host, to Clara, to call us out, Mr. Dara Lewis.
All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us here. All the audience and the guest panelists here at Dinner with the Coaches. I am the host, and you can visit me if you need. I help women between the ages of 24 and 55, that I help them to take their life experiences and turn them into life lessons. And there's a way that I do that. If you book a call with me, you can go to my website at www.womanofproverbscoaching.com. I am a life and business coach. So if you need help with in terms, especially with our topic today, with tools that you need to be able to effectively run your business, you can also visit me at the website womanofproverbscoaching.com, where I give classes every Saturday at 7 p.m. in different areas of business. I also have a book. You can go on Amazon. It's What Happened to Me. How did I get here? This is my life of what happened to me and how I changed my mindset in order to be able to function in different circumstances in my life. So make sure you go to Amazon to be able to get my book. And that is it. I'm excited. Make sure you join us every Sunday at 7 p.m. where we are here with all of the coaches, giving our expertise in every area from health, wealth, and business. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Coach Tite and Paul Posey, for joining us here at Dinner with the Coaches. Your presence is much appreciated, along with Charmaine and Kayla and Tracy. You guys are amazing. And my son, Christian. Thank you guys for continuously supporting and being here. We are anything that I can do for you guys. I am here for you. I just want you to know that I am here for you. So until next time, don't forget to join us, me and Charmaine, on Tuesday for health and wellness in the Wisdom Clinic. If you are a woman and you are part of the Wisdom Clinic, make sure that you join us Tuesday as Charmaine and I continue to give health tips on how to remain alive and still thrive. Thanks so much for joining, guys. Have a wonderful day.
Crash land in the palm of my hand. Bad little flex wanna play by the coast. Carry the torch, I'm way up, it's litty wherever we float. I came from the cold, used to rest on the floor and stitch up my wounds, was born a soldier. Flipping the struggle, I'm taking it worldwide. Hold it down when you talk to me. Say it is what it's supposed to be. Say it loud, but I mean it too, yeah. Talk that up in the struggle, I'm taking it worldwide. Hold it down when you talk to me. Say it is what it's supposed to be. Say it loud, but I mean it too, yeah. Talk that good when you talk to me. Say it nice and I give it to you. You know my word is